Hi YouTubers, welcome to All Things Triumph Tiger Explorer. This is episode 2. And in this episode I'm going to have a little closer look at some of the things I've changed on the bike. Now, the stock shield on this bike was actually quite reasonable windscreen. And you can see a comparison of the shield that I've put on. So, stock shield actually worked, and if you're not particularly fussed by a bit of wind on the helmet, then you'll be quite happy with it. But I decided to get a V-Stream windshield, and this is the biggest one available for the Triumph Tiger Explorer. And it really was a simple matter of just changing out the 4 fittings and putting it on, screwing it on. It was that simple. So yeah, I recommend that. I think I paid about $400 all in all to get it sent from America to Australia. So it provides a lot of body protection, and I only get wind on the top half of my helmet, so it's almost no wind. This bike has very good handlebar protectors, bark busters. Your hands really are out of the breeze. The second thing I changed on the bike, and I really recommend changing it if you have the stock suspension, was I put on a Hagon rear shock. I chose the one without the hydraulic adjuster because, quite frankly, once the suspension is set up, I don't play with it. And I found with the setting it's on, which came from the factory set up like that, it works for my wife on the back and just myself. And I have plenty of suspension travel, and it's quite cushy. The front forks, I put 4-weight fork oil into them. They were a little bit on the firm side for my liking, and I think they work alright now. I like a nice cushy ride. It's really a nice ride, and if you're looking for a nice, smooth, comfortable touring adventure bike, you must really try out a Triumph Tiger. When I went to go and test ride various bikes, I test rode a 1200 GS, a 2015. I test rode a Honda Cross Tourer, and this was the one I actually enjoyed riding the most. The Cross Tourer was too hard, the BMW was a bit rough around the edges, and not very different to my already existing R1200, so no point in changing it for that. Instrumentation on this bike, I think, is really nice. It's not as nice as a TFT screen, but then you're not paying the same money you would be paying to get that. So if you're thinking about buying a bike on a budget, then yeah, I really recommend this one. Now, the instrumentation shows you quite a bit of useful information. You got your trip meters 1 and 2. You got your overall mileage of the bike on the odometer. You got time. You got gear. So I'll try and put it into first. It's not going to go in there. Second gear there. So you can see the gear selector there. It also has an outside temperature, air temperature, a fuel gauge, and an engine temperature gauge as well. So everything that you need to know. It has cruise control, so you just get to the speed you want, and as long as the cruise control button is on, you just press set, and you can go up 1 kilometer an hour or down 1 kilometer an hour. When you want to disengage it, just twist the throttle grip forward, or put the brakes on, or pull the clutch lever in. So, really nice bike, set up nicely. I still look over this screen. It takes up half my vision of the road right in front of me, but actually when you're riding, you're pretty much riding like that, so it doesn't get in the way. It provides good protection. Mirrors, really good. You can see behind you without any buzziness. The engine is actually a real sweet engine, very torquey. It has torque like a twin, not quite as much, but also happy to rev a little bit. But between 4 and 6,000, or let's say 3 and 6,000, which probably equates to about 80 to probably about 140 in terms of top gear travel. It's brilliant. And it's a lot smoother than the Boxer Twin, which I am used to as well. The equipment is pretty nice on the bike, and the servicing is reasonable. It's a little bit of a pain to take the tank off to get the air filter out and the spark plugs out, but everything else is very simple. For example, shaft, the final drive, drain and filler plugs. Shaft drive is pure magic. If you haven't had a shaft drive motorcycle, you are missing out big time. So, highly recommended bike. Definitely try one out if you're looking for an adventure bike or a touring bike. That's my other ride. It's my older bike now. But I actually enjoy the ride of the Triumph much more. Anyways, have a check out the Triumph Tiger Explorer, guys. Brilliant bike. Cheerio.